Hello and welcome to BusyWorksBeats.com. Today I have something super special for you guys. Today we're revealing the Sounds Vault. So the Sounds Vault is basically we're going to be creating a huge vault of sound packs and expansions for FL Studio. And we're going to cater this to what you guys actually want and need in real time. So our business model is completely different. We're not going to do this crazy charge you per every pack. We're actually going to do it at $29.99 starting out for the first year for all the early birds who get in for the first year. And you will only be billed yearly if you choose to continue. So as we build throughout the year and create new packs, you will get those absolutely free with your access to the Sounds Vault. So think of this like a big, huge library of custom sounds that we found the best. You know, it's one thing to download stuff off of Reddit and download you guys, you know, back in the old days when I first got started. Okay. You know, the torrent world of, you know, and different libraries out there. The problem is, you know, a lot of that stuff isn't curated. It's not really built for the modern day producer. You could have 10,000 sounds, but those sounds could be unusable or just sounds that you wouldn't really use, irrelevant sounds. So these are sounds by the leading edge of modern hip hop. We've taught, if you don't know me, I'm Game from BusyWorksBeats.com. We've trained over 1 million producers around the world. Some have gone to work with Drake, Kanye West, Post Malone, Ariana Grande, French Montana, Young Thug, Lil Baby, Lil Polo G, YG. I already said French Montana, I'm not sure. Trippie Redd, J. Cole, and a lot of other artists as well. And so when I'm training all these producers, I get to see what's on the cutting edge. Some people call it the underground, some people call it trends, but we get to see what's actually working in the modern world. And I break it down into pieces, even sound selection today. So this Sounds Vault is going to include a lot of our sound packs to begin with. So the first year early birds, you guys are going to have access to what's called the Beatmaker Blueprint, which I wrote this out so I wouldn't forget. So inside there's 500 plus one shots inside the Beatmaker Blueprint you could use for your melodies. I study the Billboard Top 10 charts, and I'll be updating this as the Billboard changes. And we have song templates from the Billboard Top 10 from the Billboard Top 10 charts. So now you guys can just load up that structure and replace it with your MIDI. Now these are not recreated beats. I want to be clear. These are templates with song structure. So if you guys want help with your beat arrangement or how to structure your beat, this is perfect because now you know what actually works on the Billboard, the world's top songs. Okay, so I mapped that out for you, BPM included, et cetera, et cetera. It also comes with pro drum kits. We have 400 plus drum sounds in the Beatmaker Blueprint, 140 MIDI, and 120 Serum presets. That's just in one pack called the Beatmaker Blueprint. Okay, so here's the inside of it. You can check it out. I'll play a couple sounds from here, but it'll take probably 10 videos to really demonstrate all this stuff. So we have one shots, and these one shots were modeled after Call of Duty Black Ops. So that's why it's called the Black One Shots. I modeled these after that feeling of you get when you play Call of Duty. Okay, and you can make those melodic as well. They're not just like FM type sounds. So that pack is pretty big. Today I'm going to demonstrate more of the Neon Lights, which is the newest pack. So as you can see, it's very retro themed. So a lot of these sounds that I'm going to show you came from actual analog hardware. I'm talking about synths that you can't even buy online. So the sound source is impeccable for a lot of these presets. I got the presets from a lot of different sound sources, but a lot of them are analog hardware because I flew all the way up to Canada to sample some retro synthesizers that we were building patches on. So in the Sounds Vault in total, you know, as the total current size right now for the first release, it's going to be 18 gigs worth of stuff. And that's unzipped. So I don't know what the zipped file would be, but 18 gigs unzipped. Okay, so Neon Lights, it comes at about 6.7 gigabytes. It has 188 instruments. All right, so let me load this up. So we're going to be building a beat today to demonstrate this. And if you scroll in what's called direct wave instruments, think of these like plugins inside of FL Studio. So not only do you get the plugin, you also get the samples. If you ever just want to use one shots, you get all of my samples from Retro Analog that I've sampled myself. So if you scroll down, all these folders have samples in it. So I don't, multiply these folders times about 7 per. They're all different samples, so there's not just 7 each, but there's a lot of folders there. So you have about 7 times 188. That's over 800 samples. I don't even know the math on that. Okay, so let's say you want to load up a pad, for example, and let's right click on this one, and then we just open it up. So I have my MIDI controller plugged up, so I'll play some chords for y'all. So I have the full version of FL, but the cool part is even if you don't have the full version of FL, you can use this in the demo version. So this is called Direct Wave. You don't need the full FL Studio to use it. That's why I programmed the sounds in here. The only difference is the full version allows you to edit stuff. The trial version doesn't allow you to go into the sample section, which you don't need to anyway. You only need this front panel. Okay, so let's play some chords. Let's go down an octave. There we go. So these sounds, again, they're sampled from really rich sound sources. All right, so let's try a different patch. So all you have to do is once you have these direct wave instruments, you just right click and open it up and then just start playing on your keyboard. So we're gonna try to make a beat today. I don't have any beat in mind, so I'm not gonna like pressure myself to make the hottest beat right now. It would help so you guys could see how all these sounds fit together, but I'm not gonna put a crazy pressure on myself. So let's record at 100 BPM. Okay, so now we have those chords. I'm just gonna layer sounds to keep it simple. And we're gonna make this a super quantized beat to stay safe. Because we all know when we get too experimental with beat making, we go off on the cliff and then we start doing random stuff. So again, this pack is huge. The Neon Lights pack is so big because I have 188 of these direct wave instruments. They're labeled by the category, so it's easier for you to quickly sort. But these are basically plugins inside of FL Studio. So let's load up a pluck, for example. Let's load this up and let's just copy the chords, paste. I feel like Ryan Leslie right now. Let's record that. That's kind of dope. So let's do. All right, the ending could probably change on that last note, but now we have that top line. Let's go in. Let's find some drums in here. All right, let's add a lead to this beat. Let's put it on play mode, legato. All right, so as you can see is these quick instruments. I'm just picking random sounds. I didn't have this pre-planned or anything. A lot of these sounds just sound good, so you don't need to tweak them or do anything. Okay, so it also comes with drums. Now the drums you can grab from the Beatmaker Blueprint. But I have some really fire 808s and Neon Lights. I sound designed all these from scratch, and it's a process. I will tell you guys that. So one of my favorites is called 808 MD. Think of it like the doctor. You know how they call doctors MDs? Think of this one like the doctor for your beat. It just sounds crazy good. You can play it tonally, play it low. It just has impact. It's a really versatile 808. So what I'm gonna do to kind of save time, let me see if I can play this on my keyboard. Okay, I think we could play that. So as you can see, it's very playable as an 808. It's not just like one note works only. Quantize that top line only because we quantized the 808 so much. Now, I didn't even plan on making an entire beat. I wanted to show you guys this entire pack. But let me quickly go back to what's actually in Neon Lights. So Neon Lights has 6.7 gigs. It is 188 instruments for you guys. It has 96 one-shots. There are 28 808s. So let me... All right, you have 12 kicks, 14 snares, 10 hi-hats, 24 plugins that you could use to mix in FL Studio. So if you go to presets, go to mixer presets, go to patcher. These are basically all mixing plugins. So not only did I make 188 sound plugins for you, I made 24 mixing plugins for you. So that's over 200 plugins basically for FL Studio. I know you guys have seen the FL Studio Sounds, which is basically like their version of Splice. And they try to curate sounds, but to me, the sounds are just, everybody's going to have the sounds. It's kind of run-in-the-mill sounds. You know, it's stuff you could do pretty much by yourself. I don't find anything on there unique that stands out that makes me want to use FL Studio sounds. Now, I'm not, not just bashing them. My point is, I'm making FL Studio expansion packs. So Neon Lights is an FL Studio expansion pack. It not only comes with drum sounds, it not only comes with the 808s, it comes with mixing plugins for the mixer. It comes with plugins that you guys can use for sounds. It also comes with a crazy, crazy folder. Let me show you guys this folder real quick. This folder is insanity. So I've included a bonus folder for those who are really into FL Studio. So this is, if you didn't know, Citrus can load up, let me see here. Citrus can load up, what do you call it? Yamaha DX7 presets. So if we go to Citrus, where is it at? Citrus. You can load up, if you go over here to this drop down right here, you can load up what they call it Yamaha DX7 presets. So we've galvanized these for you so you guys don't even have to look for them. So let's put them in a sounds vault under Neon. Excuse me, here it is. Here's the bonus folder. And we have over 250. That's just the low count, because if I counted all of the presets, all of the libraries, this is not just presets. It's not just 250 presets. It's 250 libraries or banks with more presets inside. So I don't even know in total how many presets this would be. I could only guess 1,000 presets minimum, because we also have this thing called the big library, which goes into much more depth. I don't even know how many are in here. Let me quick count real quick. Let's see if my computer can even handle all these files at once. Oh, you know what? I'm in FL, so it's not going to let me do that. Let me see here if I could do it from the other window. So let's see. So this is 250. Just on this screen, it's 286. But if we go to the big library, there's even more. And I didn't count this. So there's 4,000 libraries. Can you imagine the amount of presets? You will never run out of presets. Now, these are not as sorted. I just wanted to grab these for you guys so you can load them up in FL Studio. So for example, you could just load this up from the Citrus menu. And now if you click over here, go to Yamaha presets, and then click any of these sub presets. And now you have even more sounds in FL Studio. The only caveat is that you have to, in order to switch presets, you have to keep going to this drop down. It is a little tedious, but once you find the library that sounds cool. So these are sounds from like the 80s. Okay, so let's load up a different one just to show you guys the versatility here. Let's import another one. And I'm just going to scroll to a random file, this one here. And let's see what presets this one has. So these aren't labeled as well, mid-string. So as you can see, you have thousands and thousands and thousands of presets right inside of FL Studio. Now let's add some mixing plugins to this. I'm gonna find some snares and hi-hats to quickly. Now we just made a quick little Ryan Leslie type beat. So that was so quick, you know, it could take a little more time with the timing, but we don't have time in this video. I don't want to waste your time. So if we go to kicks and Neon Lights, I also sound design these kicks for various purposes. So you have like decap style kicks, which are very bouncy and big. You just have the, you know, punchy hip hop kicks, and then some grittier hip hop kicks. So it depends on what you guys' style is, but these kicks are laid out for you. So let's add some kicks to this and some snares. I'll take out the top line. I like the top line, but it's just not quantized. And this is an impromptu video, so we're gonna take that out real quick, just so it's not distracting. So as you can see, I'm picking random sounds, but they all sound cool together, especially with more leveling and more detail to the mixing. So now let me show you guys quickly what it sounds like when you add these mixing plugins. There's a lot of them here, so it's going to take a lot of time to demonstrate each one. So just look out for videos on this page if you want to see everything demonstrated over time. So one is called the Beat Enhancer. This one I've set it to where it just makes stuff sound good. So you don't have to really think about what knobs to turn. It's just built to sound good by default. And now you can feel the beat. And you can also combine these plugins here. So this one's called the Beat Gooderizer. It basically just, again, makes stuff sound good. And there's two knobs you can mess with here. So this one you can customize a bit. Let's A/B these plugins. So let's do the Beat Enhancer before and after. Now this beat isn't too full of anything, but here's before. Here's before. All right, let's turn it on. All right, so just make stuff feel better. Okay, so here's the next plugin called Beat Gooderizer. Here's before. All right, let's turn it on. See how it just pulls those sounds out? Adds that life to the beat. Okay, so I also have a beat mastering plugin, so it's called the Beat Masterizer. And basically you just watch the input gain. If it sounds too aggressive, pull back the input gain. So as you can see, it feels very aggressive. So let's pull back the input gain. do it before and after. Here's before. Here's after. Oh, you know what I forgot for the video? My bad. I forgot I had the limiter on. So let's do that before and after once more. All right, so here's after. So I have plugins pretty much doing the hard work for you guys. It's my thought process in plugin form. So there's also plugins to add a vibe. You know, there's too many plugins to really go through. Super Compressor is also a really good one. I want to quickly show you. So let's, and all you just have a knob here and a button called hard clipping. So you can switch out the clipping style. So combining the Super Compressor with the Beat Masterizer gives you a little more volume to push into the mastering plugin here. And if you ever want to see what's under the hood, just hit map, and then you guys can see how much went into building out this specific chain. So now we have a more aggressive sound. So as you can see, you can mix and match the plugins. So I'm pushing these so you guys can actually hear the texture. There's a bunch of plugins here. Wizard-Fi is really good for melodies. So we could add this over top that lead, for example, and give it a vibe. So I'm going to solo this lead because this lead is going to have its own vibe after I add this plugin. This is one of my favorite plugins I've made. It's called Wizard-Fi, aka Wi-Fi. So basically turn up any of these knobs and you can't go wrong with these knobs. It just adds so much vibe. Let me turn this up so you guys can hear. So let's do it before. Here's before. Here's after. So I have a ton of plugins in here for you guys. I have a ton of plugins, mixing plugins, sound plugins. This isn't a full-on FL Studio expansion. So I really went in. I wanted to make sure I added as much value as possible. I didn't even get through all the stuff to show you guys today because there's so much in here. You guys can check the rest of the page to see everything that's included, but there's so much stuff that it's almost half impossible to show you guys everything. And we freestyled a little Ryan Leslie type beat. But again, the Sounds Vault currently has 18 gigs to start with. You guys are going to have the pack called Neon Lights, which has basically over 200 FL Studio instruments for you. I have, what else is in here? 20 plus mixing plugins for you guys for FL. Ton of one-shots. We have over 100 one-shots in here, drums included. I have, what else? Those Citrus DX7 expansions. That's at least in the thousands of presets for you guys right there. And then after that, we have the Beatmaker Blueprint, which is 500 plus one-shots. It also comes with 400 drums. And it comes with the Billboard Top Song template. So you guys can just load those up and get that Billboard sound right away with the song structure. Then you have 140 MIDI and 120 Serum presets. And then in Vintage Fire, we have 100 one-shots. So in total, I can't even add that math. You guys can do the math for yourself. But this pack is really huge. I'm also going to include the Ultimate Producer Stash, which is a whole beast unto itself. and some extra little experiments I did with some analog synths. So you guys could have that as well. But yeah, the Ultimate Producer Stash is basically all our Ultimate Producer bundles in one, our virtual vinyl vault. There's so much stuff in here that it's half impossible to go through all this. The project files are way deep in here. You guys can check it out. It's basically just a bunch of FL Studio project files for you guys to get started. Thank you guys for watching. It's Game from BusyWorksBeats.com. Peace.